what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are still here at SEMA. We are over in the West Hall. We've been spending a lot of time in the Central Hall, and it was worth the walk over to the West Hall because guess what? We are at the Nissan booth, and look what we have here. This is it. This is a 2023 Nissan Z. This one, though, has received the NISMO treatment. But before we get into this classic shape rear-wheel drive sports car, let's talk about what's going on here. Nissan going through their lineup, making some wholesale changes, especially to their SUVs. Well, guess what? They weren't going to forget their icon in their lineup. No, not the GTR. We're talking about the new Nissan Z. Now, there's been some controversy, some debate on how they went in that direction. One thing is for sure, they did not give up on this iconic sports car, this Japanese sports car. And here at SEMA, what they wanted to do is show some of those extra modifications that could be done through your Nissan dealership or right through Nissan itself. Now, when we say NISMO, a lot of things come to mind. What does that actually mean? It means Nissan Motorsports. So these are parts, these are accessories that have been designed from the racetrack and brought to your Nissan Z for the street. So what I want to find out is this Nissan Z NISMO, is it a NISMO? What I want to find out is this the best new sports car to mod and buy? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, you'll notice here at SEMA, this particular one is obviously elevated off the ground. Something, like I said, a little different that you're not gonna find in your normal auto show. Wait until we get to the other side. But you have that classic Z shape. We brought it to you. We did the media drive. We went on throttle together. Still digging how they've done the headlights, the LED daytime running lamps, the LED headlights, and then the super clean front fascia, no fake vents. One of the things that they did with this exterior graphics package is obviously bring those NISMO colors. And one of the Nissan Motorsports colors is that bright red. Love the way they run it right across the edge of that front fascia into the front lip splitter. And then as we coast across the front, there's some modifications that have gone on. Behind this grille, that stock gunmetal metallic gray grille with the flat black, they did upgrade the intercooler. So remember, new for 2023, we have that twin turbo V6, 3-liter V6. Wait until you hear the performance and the power that they're getting out of this. They beefed up the clutch. We will be popping the hood and showing it to you. But I like the way from the front, it looks stock. But behind the front fascia is where you're gonna have some of those modifications. Just adding that red trim strip really is a nice extra touch to make it pop. Now, as we rise up onto the hood, like I was saying, this is where they really got the graphics down. You got your NISMO badge, Nissan Motorsports, great flow of the graphics from front to back, and the Nissan name across the windshield. Now, as we come around the corner, here's where we start to see some of the modifications. We have these NISMO branded wheels. Love that dark bronze color. They are forged aluminum. And what's great is you can see the great machine work they did with the NISMO name, everything through, even on the lug nuts. Peeking behind this beautiful wheel, you're gonna get your massive 2-piece rotor. It is a steel rotor, not carbon ceramic. That's okay. You're still gonna get great braking capability. You have your slotted rotor, 2-piece to cut down on heat, and those 6-piston, not 4-piston like stock, 6-piston NISMO branded calipers. I love that satin steel finish on them. Now, when you're looking at this wheel and tire setup, this is a 19-inch wheel, 255 on the width, 35 series sidewall with those Bridgestone Potenza performance tires. Also, another thing that they did is they worked the suspension. So there are thicker anti-roll bars, there are different springs to help with the handling, because that's one of the things that we noticed when comparing this to the Supra. The Z was a little softer, so the folks at Nismo went through to create some accessories, some mods to get rid of that body roll. So this is gonna out-handle your standard Z, and definitely with the Nismo wheels and the Nismo brakes, you're gonna have quicker steering because it's forged aluminum, lighter than cast, and you got those massive calipers there. Now, as we come down the side, you'll notice the graphics, they got that nice flow from front to back. We do have the optional carbon fiber mirror caps. This is something, like I said, maybe not gonna make you faster, but boy, does it look really good. You got the two-tone color with the black roof. Some of the graphic really fits the lines of the car. And then one of my favorite things with the new Z is how they did the door handles. Very well hidden, nice flush from front to back. We got the classic Z badge. And remember, this car is just called the Z. It's not called the 400Z. A lot of people have been using that still. Not called the 400Z, it's just called Z. Back end, the tail end of the business. Look at these RE71 RS track day tires. Out back, you still got a 19-inch wheel, but now we're looking at 285 on the width. Absolutely stunning. The V-spoke design, the Nismo badging, the brakes are absolutely massive. But wait, we got more. Come around the back. It's interesting because remember, from the factory, when you go with the top performance trim, you are gonna get that deck lid spoiler. So they still have it here. Interesting that they didn't make some kind of Nismo attachment to make it larger, something like that, but still looks clean. You got that classic setup of the 300ZX twin turbo taillights, LED. And then as we drop it down, here's where things get really hot. Check out the Nismo exhaust, slash cut, nice stainless steel opening to give you a loud, deep sound. And I don't know if you could pick it up, if Lori's able to pick it up, but they got a mirror underneath the car to show you that exhaust from the front to the back. You got your bright red anti-roll bars and your shocks and everything, springs to make all the adjustments. And you can see the rear differential there with that limited slip diff to help get the power to the ground. Now, because we are at SEMA, this car being raised, watch what we got. We got a nice little surprise. So as we swing it around the back, now you got the driver's side, and look what they did. They took those beautiful wheels off. Now Lori can really show her magic. You got your braking. Look at the shock absorbers, those Nismo set up there. Nicely done. I'm gonna have Lori kind of come around and show off all of the inner bits with the lower suspension, tie rods, the whole 9 yards going through to really give you not only that Nismo heritage, but also some of that performance. And it continues all the way up to the front. Massive pizza-sized rotor. You can see the brake lines have been steel braided. All of that work to give you performance. It's not just about more horsepower, but it's also about better braking capability. But you know what? Speaking of horsepower, of course, where are the ponies stored in this car? Underneath that front hood. Let's go ahead, pop it, and see what's powering our Nissan Z. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do still have a prop rod. Let me know how you feel about it. Are you gonna zonk it in the comment section? You're not gonna zonk underneath the hood. First of all, you got this massive, beefy Nismo strut tower brace from one side to the other, the Nismo carbon fiber engine cover, and then of course, some of the other goodies. Let's do a little touch and a recap of what we're looking at. We're looking at that 3-liter twin turbo V6. We have the Nismo brake caliper kit with the 6-piston calipers, steel braided lines, adjustable stabilizer bar, the strut tower brace. Those wheels are 19 by 9.5 up front and out back 19 by 10.5. We have, of course, you're looking at right up here, the cold air intake on both sides. So we have the Nismo cold air intake, that bell mouth design to help bring in more cool air, the larger intercooler, the stainless steel 2.5-inch exhaust, a street clutch that can handle up to 800 horsepower. And that really is gonna allow you to then take this car to the next level. So very interesting to see them doing the work with the Nismo name from the OEM, right from, you could order through the parts catalog, and have it set up. Obviously, you still got your 6-speed manual transmission with that beefed up clutch. But why don't we go ahead, let's see if there's any changes to the interior on this Z NISMO. All right, guys, time to get inside this 23 Nissan Z with all of these Nismo goodies. Now, obviously, it's a little difficult and a little different to film it this way since it is raised off the ground, but we're gonna make it happen. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is this? Well, of course, we already talked about, and if you haven't seen any of my Nismo or even Nissan Z footage where we're driving it, I'll leave it at the end of this review. This car is around stock, around $53,000. Then you look at the price of the different modifications. Now, is it going to be worth the price at the end of the day? That's going to be really up to you and how mild or wild you want to make your Nissan Z. But let's see what you get in this particular one. To the door panels. I love the way it's got the two-tone interior. The bright red with the Alcantara micro suede material. We got the Bose sound system and a nice door pocket that's large enough for a Taco Bell chalupa. Now going from the door panel to the dash, same two-tone setup, looking great. Remember when they brought out the new Z, you got the new 9-inch infotainment system. And then, of course, you got the triple Z gauges up top. Absolutely, I'm so glad they're analog. Coming down, all your AC controls and stuff, but this is where the magic happens. This is the 6-speed manual with the Nismo titanium, not plastic, not pewter, not pot metal, titanium shift knob for that 6-speed automatic. Allow you to row just as fast as Vin Diesel. Working your way back, you got your cup holder, your heated seats. Open this up, another sneaky cup holder. That's where you're gonna put your Mentos. And then in the back is obviously where you'll be able to keep all your Nismo stickers so that you could put it all over the car. Because remember, each Nismo sticker is worth 5 extra horsepower. And then the seats. Great job on how they restructured them. The two-tone material. You have a mixture of manual and electric controls all the way on the interior. But why don't we go ahead, why don't we come over here, because there is one last thing I want to show you, and then we're going to wrap it up from SEMA. Come on over to the business end in this Nismo Z. All right, guys, business time on this Nissan Z. Obviously, this is where you're going to be wanting to sit. What have they done? Obviously, the obvious change is going to be that carbon fiber Nismo sill plate. You're still going to get that great triple pedal setup in the pedal box. Lots of space, and I'm glad that they did aluminum on everything, including the dead pedal. Now, if you're wondering, well, is that it? No. Now you focus on that classic style steering wheel connected to the pass. You'll notice the carbon fiber that they added all the way around with, of course, the Nismo badge, Nissan Motorsports, and then to top it off, just like any other new Z, you got that new digital display, the graphics, the colors, the fonts, looks stupendous. And that really allows a nice connection between you and the Z. Now, like I said, we can't go on throttle. Obviously, we're missing a couple things on the driver's side. Can't go on throttle on this particular one. We will, though, down the road. I will leave a link to the actual media drive that we did here in Las Vegas so you could see the Z in action. But until we could get into this car and rode through the 6-speed, let's wrap it up here from SEMA. All right, guys, it's been another great day here at SEMA at the Nissan booth. Definitely got to thank the whole Nissan team for allowing us access to this Nismo equipped Z. Let me know what you think. Is this the sports car you want to where you could do these modifications through Nismo and have that heritage but also have the extra performance? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. We definitely got to give it up to the biggest mod here on Raity's Rides. That's going to be Lori working that camera like a champ. Show us some love in that comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.